Hello, what's up everyone? It is the one and only Maxi here, and I am back for some more yet again for the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for some more of Let's Play of Mario vs Donkey Kong for the Game Boy Advance. So, last time we basically managed to able to not only complete World 6 Plus, which is Twilight City Plus, and also we did manage to take down Donkey Kong twice by the way, one on Twilight City Plus, and also the true final boss of the game. So as a result though, we did manage to able to, in addition to those kind of stuff, we also managed to able to gather every single stars in the game, meaning all 90 of them. So yeah, that's what I classify for mentioning about that, and also we just somehow managed to forgive each other in the end. So yeah, today for this episode, this is going to be the grand finale of this Let's Play, and because of that, we're going to be taking on the final thing for this Let's Play, and that is the expert levels. Now, before I get into that actually, as you can see on this file selection screen, as you notice, I've got myself my silver crown right there. This meaning about the fact that, to get a, well, let's just say, this game does have 3 crowns, basically, which I'll get some more details about that in a second. So as you can see, we ended up on the expert levels. Now, there are a grand total of 12 levels, as you can see on screen. Now, keep this in mind about the fact that this is the PAL version of this, so meaning, since I actually gathered every single stars in this game, this means I can finally able to actually access to all 12 of those expert levels whenever I wish. Whilst unlike the American version, that you're able to actually, assuming if you're able to collect all 90 of those stars, you'll immediately get like 10 expert levels, whilst you're able to unlock the other 2 once you try to progress into the forms of these expert levels. So yeah, that's what I would like to mention. So anyway, and for this particular point, now originally, I was expecting to able to tell you guys I was expecting to do expert levels within 2 parts, but ultimately speaking, I think I might as well do the full length of it, because, well, originally we weren't going to be able to finish this Let's Play off during at some point on this first day in the 16th of December, but I figure I was able to actually do it in a bit of an early time and process for this point right here, so I figure I was able to end off this Let's Play today. So yeah, because as a result, today's day is of course the 14th of December today, in this case in 2021 today, and we're literally only got about 11 days to go until Christmas is going to be approaching. So even then, I'm so excited for this, especially noticeable. I know that a lot of people are very excited with Christmas this year, even though that it might actually contain some shortages of items yet again, but either way though, it knows what it is for the most part. So as you notice by now is the fact that when it comes to expert levels, these are some of the hardest levels in the game, but I will have to admit though right away, whenever I manage to play those kinds of levels on my own time, on the original cartridge version of this game, that I have no problems with it, except one, which I'll discuss on that until any moments later. But for now, we're able to experience the first expert level, which does manage to take place in Mario Toy Company World, as you can tell. And also that every time whenever we get into those expert levels, that as you notice that the background music was actually in a faster speed, whilst unlike the main worlds, including the plus worlds as well, that the actual world's music are somewhat of a normal speed. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. So even though the entire objective in terms of those expert levels are pretty much exactly like the first segments on the main worlds, so obviously you still need to be able to carry the key to the door, and then basically that's all you have to do when it comes to the main objective in those levels. So, and also much like the forms of how it does on the main worlds, including the plus worlds as well, that basically there are still 3 presents that needs to be collected. And however though, I will able to collect them all, so best of luck for me. And also this level right here, Expert Level 2, just reminds me of a throwback to the forms of Donkey Kong 94. I would say in the forms of towards the very end of the game, I'm assuming that usually in stage 9-7, that basically you have to rely on sand blocks in order to make your way up there. However, luckily though, no poison mushrooms to be found, or especially noticeable, no Donkey Kong to be involved in that too. So even then though, I personally found this level to be kind of easy, and also kind of fun at the same time, because you can just literally manage to able to do a ton of somersaults, if you manage to able to pull this off correctly. So yeah, I digress. So again, in order to able to actually unlock the rest of the expert levels is the fact that you have to get a single star. Well, in this case, every single stars, assuming if you're able to try to get the high scores in each and every single level, meaning including the forms of the regular levels, in addition to the Donkey Kong boss fights. So, something's worth mentioning for the sake of time, especially notable about the fact that, well, you know, the expert levels can really test your patience, and also there's going to be a bit of trial and error involved here and there, even especially noticeable if you try to mess things up with certain puzzles in particular. But regardless of everything else though, is the fact that I have to admit though, I actually have no issues there, except for that one particular level that it might actually give me some bit of troublesome at points, mainly for like, well, let's say almost towards the very end, but even then though, there might be self-explanatory on some of these stages, so, like as you notice, I've already done the first and the second expert levels just fine, but as far as the later levels are concerned, it can really drain your lives quite fast if you're not careful, so... Oh, this is a bit of a fun level. This is Expert Level 4, and that is something to do with the forms of the Flump and these Flimps, so... yeah, that might be something worth knowing for this level layout like this, and every time you activate something like a colored switch, then you're just able to avoid even the exact same Flimps as before, except now it's all about likely the elevation level and stuff like that. Well, it has been about 5 days ago since I actually last touched this, so, dang it, I think I somehow messed my, misleading jumps right there, but luckily I can able to go back up again, so, yeah, that should be self-explanatory, I think. So, yeah, apart from the fact that, well, obviously we've only got, 11 days to go until Christmas time, and, yeah, in fact, throw it down in the comments below for the question of the day. Are you guys really looking forward to able to actually just to go for Christmassy stuff? Especially noticeable how the fact that, well, I'm personally super excited about that as well. But either way though, let's not get ahead of ourselves with this point because we're still on literally 11 days to go. So either way though, actually before we end off the level here, I need to grab that blue present, which I think the biggest trickiest part about this is that, yeah, I somehow get killed by the Flimp right there. So this means I have to go all the way back to the beginning, and as a result, we have to do this entire process again. So that's never fun, especially noticeable how the fact that, well, if you think you're good at it though, well, chances are that you might able to actually just try again, obviously. So, dang it, I lost my footing right there, which accidentally managed to make me feel like, you know, just run into those Flimps quite easily though sometimes, but hopefully we'll try this again for the 3rd time's the charm, and hopefully we'll try to able to pass this level no matter what. So I suppose there's not much else I can really talk about this, honestly guys, because, well, apart from the fact that, well, obviously that, well, we actually gained, in addition to able to actually just get ourselves, almost getting closer to Christmas time, that we almost at the very close moment where basically, almost to the point where we're moving on to 2022. So, that'll be, surely be exciting nonetheless to see how, you know, 2022 actually holds up still, but, again, we'll have to wait and see what happens there, especially noticeable with, you know, everything else going on and such, so anyways, let's grab the hold of the key, and then hopefully we'll try to get that godforsaken blue present here, and, hopefully we should be able to complete the level. I think it's probably best to wait for a moment, and there we go. Whew. That was a close call right there, especially towards at the very end, because if I screw this up again, then I'm gonna have to able to start all over this process all over and over and over again, so... Anyway, so let's move on to Expert Level 5, so, yeah, most of these levels usually takes place in certain worlds, like, you know, Expert 1 is usually Mario Toy Company world, and, Expert Level 2 is basically Donkey Kong Jungle, and vice versa, with level 3 being Fire Mountain, and level 4, as you noticed, Spooky House, and now we're on Expert Level 5, is going to be takes place in Mystic Forest. So, while trying to deal with these bob-ombs, of course, so, yeah, that will be the true definition of the last time we're gonna be seeing these bomb-like enemies in this game, because, well, you know, we almost had, somehow got cornered and trapped at the same time, but, oh well, no big deal. But at least as far as the actual level itself goes, it might not be that too long though, even though I'm pretty sure that in every single expert levels that I think you always starts off with 150 seconds or something, so at least they might able to actually give us a bit of a challenge going on. So either way though, I will just try to able to actually just to try my best to, you know, do whatever I can for trying to accomplish certain things like this, so... Okay, so there we go. Thankfully I didn't get trapped at all, so... So yeah, you just have to wait until when if the bomb starts immediately flashing, is your chance to able to actually just to pick up the bomb and then just try to toss it into certain bomb blocks here and there, and that's pretty much about it for the sake of this level right here, so... It might be a bit slow at points, but honestly, I think this level might be a piece of cake. Assuming if you don't accidentally manage to able to get hit by the forms of those bombs in particular. So, it's a shame that I will miss the forms of that particular cute noises they make for bombs, assuming if they're able to come out of the forms of that particular bomb holder thing. Because, I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty adorable whenever you hear that particular sound effects like that, even especially noticeable with that cute bomb noises, so... But I digress. I think only one explosion needs to be done for this point, so likely, that portion right up there. It might be pretty easy to get a time over on this level, but, luckily for me... can you grab the key? Thank you. Oh jeez. Sometimes my, directional path can be a bit fickle at points, but regardless, we've already, managed to accomplish that. And also, every time if you ever grab, all three presents on that one particular level, there's no way you can able to actually access the bonus games. Unlike, you know, the regular game, like, you know, the forms of the main worlds, or the plus worlds for that matter, that you would able to experience the actual bonus games for grinding extra lives in particular, so... But not so much in the expert levels though, because you have to simply just have to do like, almost like an endurance run basically for certain stages. Like, as you notice, we now moved on to the forms of expert level 6, which does actually takes place in Twilight City, and then on the second half of the expert levels, it's like the plus variations of certain worlds, like, you know, with the same world levels as far as I'm concerned, so hopefully we're trying to deal with all that, so... Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this level can be pretty tricky and difficult at times, because I just have no words to able to know and to figure out of what I'm supposed to do here. But, regardless of such though, we'll be able to try our best if we're able to actually just try to do this, no matter what. So... Alright, so let's just see if... I was hoping for that particular fast and quicker technique right there, when it comes to trying to toss the actual bomb in the exact right time. To able to actually explode those two bomb blocks in particular, but it was literally so close to that regard, so... Alright, so let's just go ahead and keep on moving forward here, and... Oh shoot, I did not notice what I was just supposed to do here. Although, keep in mind, is the fact that I have managed able to play this before, since, played this level since about almost 2 months ago, but for some reason, I just have no idea what I'm supposed to do here. Oh, okay, though, usually works, most of the time, but I highly doubt it might not actually just to be, nah, it doesn't look like it's gonna let me go over there, I don't think, so... Although, we're trying to grab the blue present for the easier strategy, or easy strat, but... In fact, I've almost run out of time right here on this particular stage, as you can tell. So do it... Oh, okay. I wonder if... Ah, dang it! I think my failed fast strategy was actually... Well, kind of failed. So, we'll, I think what we're trying to do is the fact that I'm pretty sure we have to do this the normal way, so we'll try to do that for the best. So, Yeah, try not to do the forms of the fastest strategy, as you can tell, on the first attempts, because, well, I know it has been quite a few months ago since I actually last played this on the original cartridge version of this level, so, but hopefully I'll try my best again, so, anyway. Alright, so let's just, go ahead and do whatever where we can. And change the actual conveyor belt switch along with those moving platforms to change directions. And I see. So basically we have to press the yellow switch in order to be able to do something on that specific next section. So I see you there. I see you. And also that I do apologize with my well, my commentary gets a little bit slightly awkward for this point today, is because I've no idea why, but I've almost felt a little bit slightly sick today, but luckily nothing like thrown up or anything, because well, I'm still quite fine as it is. So alright, so let's let the bomb explode there and grab the blue present again and go down and change it into the blue switch, and hopefully we'll try to go back up, and hopefully we'll try to grab the key from the that particular section over there. Now I think there was actually a layout difference between the American version of this level than the likes of the European versions. That I'm pretty sure the only differences between the two is that on the European version is the fact that the yellow switch over there, as you see on screen, that it was actually slightly lower, whilst the forms of the American version, if I remember correctly, it's actually on the exact same elevation as in the forms of not only the key spot, but also the actual elevator and the conveyor belt changing switch. So that's something I'm worth able to mentioning about that. So alright, so now we've done with the halfway portion done, and now let's move on to the second half. So let's begin with expert level 7. So let's see how this goes though, hey, with this level. And this obviously takes place in Mario Toy Factory, and I somehow accidentally got killed because I wasn't paying attention to that jump. Although, every once in a while though, for certain levels every now and then, is the fact that we always have to... Bruh! Why did my jump come out? God dang it. I have no words to say. I just have no words to say of how I accidentally ran into that particular shy guy, so... And yeah, this is why me, when it comes to certain expert levels, might actually get a bit tougher every now and then, which hopefully we'll get this, especially noticeable on certain levels as far as I'm concerned, but hopefully we'll try to toss that shy guy upwards, and oh sugar, actually there's a way I could able to, I don't know, nah, I somehow failed, so I was hoping I can grab that blue present over there, but I do not meant to be able to activate the yellow or the red switches, so probably the blue switch might actually be for the better, but the only thing is though, is the fact that you have to backtrack for a bit, although I'm pretty sure you can't because of that, well, that platform on the right over there, that it will blocks my progression, I think, so... Alright, so let's just go ahead and use him and toss him over there. And let's not activate something yet because we obviously need to obtain the blue present. I believe the yellow present was actually going to be at the very end of the level, so yeah, we'll try to able to figure this out, so... Alright, let's go wait until that shy guy just managed to get onto this regular platform there, and quickly grab him and toss him up there, and well, suffice to tell you that we've almost nearly at the end of this level, although it can be a bit longish at points, but anyway, let's just toss him over there. Oh god, so close! I was literally so close to able to, well, not only just finish the actual level itself, but also I accidentally missed the shy guy again. Hey. I can't believe I managed to die on this level so many times, but hopefully we'll keep trying. We'll definitely keep trying as much as we can. So, oh yeah, something about the Forbs of the Crown system in this game is the fact that you do obviously get the bronze crown. I believe in order able to get that is the fact that you have to 100% everything on the main worlds, I'm pretty sure. But I believe in order able to get the silver crown, you have to able to 100% everything on the plus worlds, if I remember correctly. Like, to get high scores and get a star in each and every single level, and on top of that, you have to grab all 3 of those presents in each and every single platforming levels. So, except for those Mini Mario levels, in addition to the Donkey Kong levels as well. What usually reminds you on the Mini Mario levels is the fact that you have to keep all 6 of them alive before you take on Donkey Kong on certain boss fights, and then that way you can get a much more better chance to able to actually get yourselves, you know, high scores and stuff like that, and also get the star itself as well. So, as far as obtaining the gold crown, as far as I'm concerned, that's basically we have to 100% through everything on the expert levels, ranging from, well, completing the levels is normal, and also that you have to obtain all 3 presents in each and every single level. So, alright, so that's pretty much as far as I can say when it comes to the crown requirements in this game. So, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I accidentally fell off and crashed, which, yeah, that is definitely a lot of height right there, and then, jeez, that is scary. So, anyway, so now we head back onto the Donkey Kong jungle again, but, you know, this time around we have to rely on these little donut platforms, as you can tell! Oh, dang it all. But at least as far as I'm aware, that this level might be short, because I'm pretty sure it starts off with 120 seconds, so, yeah, I was gonna be thinking about that. Ah, oh, dang it, why is my triple jump did not come up most of the time? It can be delayed at points. Oh well, we'll keep trying anyway, and plus I, no longer had, 69 lives, because 69 is a dirty number. At least, I'm sure that most people have already found out, so... Alright, there we go. And land on the springboard, and, well, triple jump for the best for... Let's try and do that. And there we go. We're basically done with the stage. So, yeah, nicely done. And I believe we've only got about 4 more levels to go until we're basically pretty much done with the expert levels. And thank God, no need able to actually just to rely on the forms of getting a high score for able to get the every single stars in these expert levels, because all you have to really do is just complete the level as normal. So yeah, self-explanatory for the most part. So, oh god, these firebirds are back. Even though, thankfully, that will be the final time we're going to be seeing those firebirds, because, well, we're almost nearly at the end, so... Alright, so we have to use that shy guy to get a bit of a lift going on here, and, well, suffice to tell you that, well, we basically already accomplished it, so... Yeah, pretty easy, but sometimes those firebirds will honestly get in your way. But, regardless of such, it's a pretty easy level when you get the hang of it. Alright, so now let's move on to... I would consider this to be one of the hardest levels in the game, in my opinion. This one appears to be Expert Level 10. And this is the level I was going to talk about since the very beginning, which is... This is the only Expert level that does give me a hard time so far. And that's what appears to be about the fact that we have to do a lot of climbing upwards. Meaning that we have to constantly need to be able to use a lot of ghost switches. And somehow, if you dare touch one of those ghosts once, then, you know, you have to go all the way back down to the bottom, down below again, and you have to do this whole entire climb-a-thon all over again. So, yeah, this is easily one of the hardest expert levels in the game, in my opinion, just because you can instantly manage to accidentally manage to touch the Shy Guy ghosts easily, especially how the giant hitbox comes into play, especially noticeable how the fact that, well, the best strategy I can think of, well, usually you got plenty of time to able to complete the stage, And as a result, though, you have to duck most of the time. Although, if the sudden ghost will almost get in your way, then obviously you have to time your jumps carefully until you're able to... God knows, trying to able to go for bed, trying to able to not only trying to get the hold of the key, but also just go for bed, do not even touch the forms of those phantom guys. So, alright, so let's just go and activate the red switch as much as we can. And I bet if those of you have a first time experiencing these kind of levels like this, then it might actually get ourselves a lot of life drainers very, very quickly. Although that's usually because of the giant hitbox if you're trying to able to don't duck at all. And yeah, it's gonna be a test of patience, you know? So anyways, we somehow accidentally activate that, but what we were meant to do, now we need to activate the yellow switch, and that way we need to grab the key from the top left. So, and by the way, if you manage to press the R button, it allows you to able to actually look around at the surroundings of the actual map, if you can tell. So, pretty useful feature though, especially noticeable if you don't know where exactly where certain items are. Then you can obviously press the R button to able to look on the map, to be able to actually just to have a look at the surroundings. So yeah, that's actually a nifty feature. So alright, 2 more levels to go. So that will be the Expert-11, which takes place in Mystic Forest Plus, and eventually we'll hit on to the last true final level in the whole entire game, which is Expert level 12, and that will obviously takes place in Twilight City Plus. So this level can be pretty tricky for those who have a first experience in this stage, but obviously it's actually not too bad for me though, because all you have to do is basically we need to take down these spear guys first before you're able to do this entire key thing going on here, and well, that's all you essentially have to do for this level. I mean, usually we have to able to rely on their specific timing sometimes, but either way though, we'll grab the yellow present, but before we deal with the key, we need to grab the blue present that is actually at the very beginning of the level. So, and of course that unlike the Plus worlds, we don't need to rely on the mini Mario rescuing, so because obviously that we've already done that on the forms of the main worlds, in addition to the forms of the Plus worlds as well. So that's not gonna work, but hopefully we'll keep on thinking about trying to do a much more better solving than this. Oh, it was a bit too late. But that's okay because, oh, I somehow managed to get it. But here's the thing, we need to dodge that particular, the projectile right there. But, luckily, we solved this problem, no problem. So, whew, too easy, piece of cake. Although, that might actually be pretty tricky at points for those who have a first time experiencing it. So, alright, onwards to the true final level in Mario vs. Donkey Kong, and that's what it appears to be by the forms of Expert level 12. Now you guys are probably thinking this is actually one of the hardest levels in the game. True, for first time newcomers, but ultimately speaking, I found this level is, in comparison, is pretty easy to do. Like, essentially you obviously could have to rely on bob-bombs again, just like in the forms of how it does it on Expert level 5. Although this time around though, it's gonna be quite lengthy, well, at least for the most part. So, yeah, you have to constantly use the bob-bombs every single time whenever you're trying to able to blow up certain of those bob-bomb blocks until you're able to realize. And also that sometimes you have to keep on changing the actual conveyor belt switch just in case you're able to guess different directions there. So, yeah, oh no, this level's not too bad, honestly. Even though the hardest part about this level, though, it will probably be the ending portion. Well, at least if you're trying to be more precise with all these little, tossing bob-bombs into certain spots and stuff like that. So, and also, this is actually the final time we're going to be doing with, this gameplay style, I'm afraid, because until in the sequels and onwards, though, that the gameplay mechanics and, the gameplay styles is a lot different in the future, mainly for, you know, trying to guide the mini Marios to the goal with simply using a touchscreen for multiple sequels onto that though on a DS, which yeah, that might be something I always attempt to miss. I do wish if this particular game I'm playing right now, I kind of wish if Mario vs. Donkey Kong deserves a remake for the Nintendo Switch, because that way I can able to play it on the go with a much more gorgeous visuals, which sadly that doesn't seem the case sadly though, but oh well, not the end of the world though, but at the very least 2022 is going to be still quite strong when it comes to certain Nintendo Switch lineup of games, so anyways, there's the last part right there, is the fact that we have to deal with the bomb here for the final time for this playthrough, and yeah, we're able to hold the key whilst we wait, and sure enough, after doing with those bomb blocks, we are done with the expert levels, and also the entire game. So, there we go guys, there we go, we are basically done. And also that was the final time we were able to obtain all 3 presents into that particular levels themselves. So, and as I said before, once you completed everything, you got yourselves a golden crown with a star on it. So, yeah, that seems pretty cool though. And also we got ourselves all cleared on our save file, which is always, well. And I suppose there are some few things I want to show off, is the option menu, like you can basically just figure some various settings, like ranging from the audio options that you can either just set the system into stereo or mono sound, or you can able to listen to certain sound effects and the soundtrack to this game, which I still said this before, but I'm gonna say it again. I absolutely adore the soundtrack in this game. And also, when we get into the visual options, then you can able to change the screen into Game Boy Advance mode or the Game Boy Player mode, which is always pretty cool, actually. And also, you can able to rewatch certain cutscenes, including step credit sequence as well. That's usually, relatively speaking, you can able to rewatch them again if you wanted to. And of course, you can able to change the languages into English to the European languages. Well, that is only apparent on the, I would say on the European PAL version or something. But I do definitely know something on the American version as well as the Japanese version of this game as well. They would able to actually access the e-reader levels too. But unfortunately we can't show those off because, well, I'm sure most people already done that already. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching of our Let's Play of Mario vs. Donkey Kong. I absolutely adored this game still, and especially noticeable, I absolutely enjoyed this Let's Play as well. Sure, it's a lot of fun, and despite there are some trial and error situations for certain plus levels as far as I'm concerned, but regardless of such though, I had a lot of fun playing this game, so I'm sure most of you guys already enjoy this Let's Play as well. So thank you guys for watching. So this is me, Maxi, from the Maxi Toys, and until then, I will see you guys enjoying at some point in the future. So even then though, take care of yourselves and have a great day.